There can be miracles when you believe. No hope is grave. That's the right word. And I can see you. Now there's a reason I hit 7 today. 5, 6, 7. Output, output, output. The other day I was really worried about how much output I'm doing and I'm getting no results. Everything's wasted. So I found a billionaire down the road, literally, who owns a logistics and transporting company. And I walked to him, I said, "Sir, please can you tell me, am I putting in too much effort or do I need to double my output?" He said, "There's one single lesson in business and that most people get wrong. And it's the single differentiating factor between being poor and being wealthy." You want to know what it is? Well, I'm going to tell you now. But it's something that's so important and so crucial that if you miss it, you will remain poor forever. And that includes me. Now again, I've been uploading 7 videos every single day. 20 plus products of second-hand items online, importing from China, and doing everything I can to get wealthy. And you know what? Not even 1 rand has come into my account. I got lucky, 3 sales online, but that's nothing. So what did this billionaire say? Because that's what you came for. You want to know what is going to make you wealthy from a billionaire. And that's something that is very hard to actually convey. Because this billionaire has done so much, traveling around the world to do business deals with the most famous of famous companies that are listed on the S&P 500 for billions of dollars, and we aren't even getting to Apple. More. And we aren't even talking about Nvidia. More. And we aren't even talking about Google. More. This guy is a billionaire of note. And the question emanates from a point and a place of resonance to say, how much output should I be putting in? Because I'm telling you every day, without fail, 7 videos, as I said before. Content, ideas. Sometimes I wonder, am I the smart one and everybody else is just stupid? Or am I the stupid one with no brains and everybody else is just so smart? And you know, back in the day I would solve a Rubik's Cube. I was desperate to find how to solve a Rubik's Cube. In fact, so desperate that I watched a 45-minute video sitting with the Rubik's Cube in my hand here, coffee in the other hand, and watching the video intently, focusing with my 5-second attention span. But I still focused. Okay, layer number 1, you need to do algorithm ABC. Luru, first layer, second layer, third layer. You're not going to believe it, I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube now. So I asked this billionaire, okay, not only was he going to tell me what the single most important business lesson in the world is, but he was going to tell me if making money is algorithmic, like solving Rubik's Cube that you have to be shown how, or if it's something that you can figure out. Because if it's something you can figure out, I input, and you will get an output. Or if it's something like a Rubik's Cube, so long as you aren't a professional mathematician, you will never ever be able to solve it unless somebody else shows you the exact algorithm. You learn the algorithm, you practice it on the cube with your coffee and your pieces of paper, and boom, you solve the Rubik's Cube. So now for the moment that you've all been waiting for. But I can't just tell you now, I have to tell you lesson number 1, groundwork, so you can understand what this billionaire said to me. Now, this billionaire was going to answer my first question. Is making money algorithmic? Because remember, we're talking about why I always make 7 videos. And you know what he said? Simple answer to such a complicated question. Is business algorithmic? Do you have to be shown? Do you have to have someone hold your hand and say, okay, we need to buy this product, and then we're going to sell it here, and then we're going to use this website, and then we're going to go to Mr. A to Mr. B, and we're going to buy for A, and we're going to sell it for B. No. The businessman's answer, the billionaire transport and logistics expert. You're not going to believe what he said. Is business algorithmic? What do you think, yes or no? Billionaire's answer? No. Business is not algorithmic. That's the first piece of the pie. Now remember, if something's algorithmic, it means it's complicated. If it's complicated, it means it's scientific, which means that you need to work it out, which means that you can't work it out because you need scientific expertise. Now, I hope you're following. If business isn't algorithmic, it means you cannot figure it out. You have to consult people who are billionaires and businessmen already. Now, I want you to think of Bill Gates, started Microsoft, and think of Bill Gates' son. Do you think he's wealthy? Yes or no? Most likely, yes. Look at Donald Trump. Do you think Donald Trump Jr. is wealthy? Do you think Barron's wealthy? Yes or no? Well, I want to tell you something. Bill Gates' children, I don't think are going to inherit any money. But Donald Trump's children are all working for him. All of them are employed by Donald Trump. What does that show you? Do you think that they could start Trump Towers? Do you think that they could start their own TV program like Trump did? Do you think that they could run for president? Perhaps not. But because they have their father who's achieved all those beautiful things, they can follow the algorithm. They can follow the different lessons and paths. So they can walk up the path with him. And I don't want to be a pro-Trump, anti-Trump person. I'm just saying that he has achieved a lot in life. He's a master businessman and he can learn a lot of lessons. And in order to learn from him, we need to curb our own arrogance, you and me included. Right. So now we've covered the very first lesson, what that billionaire told me, as to why I can make 7 videos a day. Business is no longer algorithmic. But still, it doesn't matter. Even though it isn't algorithmic and we can figure it out on our own, having a parent, having a friend, having a mentor is a shortcut to the end destination. Now, this billionaire friend of mine, I'm going to call him a friend because I've learned from him, and anyone I learn from is someone who I consider a friend. You are my friend because you comment on my videos and you share what I like to do and what I like to do, what I like to talk about. So this billionaire told me a very important lesson about business because he's my mentor. So is business algorithmic? No. But in the same breath, him telling me that is an algorithm. Isn't that ironic? So he was telling me that I need to put in more output. But from that time to the time I learned his final lesson, which I want to tell you, which I was referencing this whole video since the beginning, is the question from a logistics and transport expert who hires engineers, doctors, lawyers, not doctors, lawyers, accountants, and everyone else and earns more than them, all included, and gives thousands of rands to charity every single month. There was one more pressing question. Would my output increase my result? Now remember, you got to understand that by now. He said that business is an algorithm. I did everything I can. Products, videos, the whole bang. Shoot, reading all these books behind me. All of them. All those books. Those ones there. Everything you can. Sorry about that. Unlimited output. But the question that he needed to answer was, is there going to be more result if I increase my output? So, now you understand the context to it. And I was putting in so much effort trying to figure out which things would work, which things would turn that switch that would turn the golden taps on so I could cover my bucket and fill it up and get cash, get cash, get cash. And he told me something interesting the other day. Do you think that you have unlimited time to do business? Do you think that you can just do unlimited amounts of output? He said, one single business lesson that separates the winners from the losers, and you've stayed to the end, you deserve to know. You must cut out what does not work, and you must find what does work and do more of it. Simple. That's what you waited for. The whole video is what you waited for. And that's why I make 7 videos a day and what I learned from a billionaire.